Good afternoon, Maryville, and welcome to the 5th edition of the PNN Friday Show. I'm your host, Mike Nason. What an interesting few days we've had this week. The Cubs certainly gave us much excitement, and we'll see Ricky Rick and Skizzo talk about them later. We'll also see an all-teacher sub-contest and a bunch of interesting segments as well. But today we start off with a look at what Key Club has in store for youngsters next week. It's that time of year again for the annual Kids Carnival, and Gracie Madison has all the details.
Hey Maryville, I'm Grace Madison and back to bring you what's going on in these neck of the woods. As you all know, Key Club is hosting this year's Camp Rally's Kids Carnival. Mrs. Bellwood explains what this fun adventure for the kids is all about.
The reason why we hold the carnival is that we hope to raise money for Camp Riley.
Raising money to send kids to camp shows how much Maryville is truly kind to youngsters these days. Melissa Wiley explained what to expect at this fun event.
The Kids Carnival this year is going to be a lot bigger and better than last year. We're having a lot more performers, a lot more entertainment, such as we're going to get McGruff the Crime Dog.
If you'd like to join the fun, then join Key Club at the festivities at Maryville High School from 5 through 8 p.m. Wednesday, October 22nd, 2003. The tickets will cost $2 for adults only. The children get in free. For more information, please call 650-5307 or talk to Mrs. Carrie Bedwell at extension 7115. Well, that's the end for this fair. I'm Grace Madison. Have a fun day.
Thanks, Racel, and make sure you check out that carnival. Hey, I'm Jeff Zweig. We have a little correction here. Ovid's segment on the dance contest will not be shown today due to time restrictions. So we're just going to go to the Jimmy John's subbing contest. It took a twist this week as 5 staff members faced in our first ever all-teacher sub-contest. Let's just say it was pretty interesting.
This week is a little different because instead of having students and teachers, we only have teachers. Lambo, Miss Harden, Mr. James, Mr. Lopez, and Mr. Klimzak take on the challenge. We asked them their strategy for this match.
The way I think I'm going to win this particular competition is by staying consistent. I think that's the key, stay consistent. Not to take too much down early, but keep it at an even pace throughout the whole sub.
I'm just going to eat the sub as fast as I can.
I think my only chance of winning is to not watch Mr. James because I eat with him every day and it's a pretty funny sight. So I'm just going to have to keep my cool, try to calm down and do my best. We'll see.
I cannot reveal my strategy. It's a secret. All will be revealed, though. It's girl power.
Nobody thought I could do this. They looked at me and said, he's too lanky. He's too skinny. But my coach, he believes in me. He knows it's not about how big your stomach is. It's how big your heart is.
The go-ahead words were called, and the teachers tore into their sandwiches. Lambo strikes first, with Miss Harden right behind him. On the other side of the table, Mr. Lopez and Mr. James act like they've been eating for days. It looks like Klimzak is thinking more about what he's going to do for ISEP next year than he is about winning this. Mr. James picks up the pace to stay ahead of Mr. Lopez, but he is right behind him. Mr. Klimzak is still eating, but he knows he won't finish. Lambo thinks that if you put all your food in the water, it'll be easier for you to eat your food. But he's getting sick to his stomach. Through all this, Mr. James takes the crown with a time of 3:15, with Mr. Lopez right behind him with a time of 3:18. Everyone else finished except Mr. Klimzak. Mr. James finished his food for him. They all had something to say about this match.
All right, I came in last. I just couldn't stay focused between the nasty taste of the mayonnaise and the gooey bread pouring out of Lambo's mouth. I was gagging and laughing at the same time, but it was a good time. It was fun.
Well, I'm just proud that I did finish my sub despite the fact that I was the one sitting next to Lambo and seeing all the gooey bread coming out of his mouth and nose and whatever else. But I did represent our female staff. I finished my sub actually very close to Lambo. I'd have beat him had I not been almost ready to throw up a couple of times because of him.
It went pretty good. I ate mine just a little bit quicker than Louis. I guess I get to do the finals. Hopefully I win.
Let's look at the top 5 times so far. Phil Keen with a time of 2:40. Jeff Messinio, 2:53. Mr. James, 3:15. Mr. Lopez, 3:18. Trent Harris, 3:54.
Next week, we're planning an all-female contest, so if you are interested in participating, sign up on the PNN doors. Finally, the PNN staff received its first frustration challenge the other day. 3 girls and a teacher argue every day in class, and finally it got to a boiling point. The challenge was set, and the results may surprise you.
After 2 weeks of searching, PNN finally found its first challengers in the new game show, Frustrated. This week's contestants come from Mr. Branda's math class. Every day, Callie Lucas, Heather Zurich, and Jessica Francis argue with Mr. Branda about what sports work the hardest during practice. They didn't like his responses, so they decided to challenge him.
Actually, one day he was making fun of all of us in class and telling us how his tennis players work way harder than us and making fun of the sports we play.
Well, he was pretty much saying that all other sports don't work as hard as tennis, and I'm a tennis player, but I work just as hard in every other sport I play as I do in tennis.
Well, really, Mr. Branda, he was saying that tennis is a hard sport and not any other hard sports, and softball's not hard and we don't work as hard. And I got offended because I play softball.
Well, I just think they had a problem with some of my opinions relating to athletic competitions. I don't know what their ideas of sports are, but then I thought, well, what could they challenge me in that they could possibly beat me in? And I couldn't think of anything.
PNN decided on an obstacle course for the challenge that consisted of showing skills of mind, body, strength, and endurance. After hearing the rules of the obstacle course, Callie Lucas was the first challenger. A sprint from the starting line to the basketball hoop started off well for Callie, as she picked up the ball and made the basket on her first shot. She hustled to the opposite side of the gym to get her 20 bounces on a tennis racket. She did so faster than a jackrabbit. She was then off to the volleyball court, where she had to serve the ball into a designated zone. She did so on her first serve. All she had to do next was answer a trivia question.
Name the star of Ellen McBeal, who now dates Harrison Ford. Go.
30 jumps with a jump rope proved no problem. Neither did the 10 push-ups or the sprint back to the finish line. When all was done, Callie finished in 1 minute and 18 seconds. Not a bad start for the girls. Heather Zurich was next for the challengers, but her first stop at the basketball hoop started off rough, as she missed shot after shot. She eased by the tennis obstacle, but her volleyball serve was her big downfall, as it took her 3 serves to hit the correct zone. She answered the trivia question easily.
Calista Flockhart.
Jumped rope with no problem, and showed she had some muscle with her push-ups. But the time she spent in her problem areas was too much, as she finished with a time of 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Jessica Francis was the last girl to go, looking to beat Callie's time to make it harder on Mr. Branda. And things started off good for her, as she made her first shot at the hoops. The tennis challenge was easy, but a missed serve on the volleyball court cost Jessica some time. Then she was off to the trivia stop.
Ally McBeal, who now dates Harrison Ford.
I don't know.
Okay, next question. Who plays the president in the TV show The West Wing?
I don't know.
And finally, Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell is now in a TV drama. What is a drama?
I don't know.
Okay.
Missing all 3 questions cost her a 15-second penalty. She finished up with the ropes and the push-ups, but by that time, the clock read 1 minute and 57 seconds. Callie still had the best time for the girls, and Mr. Branda was confident, waiting for his turn, and so was the crowd.
I want you to know that it's just to get an A in his class.
His sprint to the hoop was fast, but 2 shots missed in the first stop, costing a little time. He quickly made up the time at the tennis obstacle, using a little thought to get done quicker. His volleyball serve landed in the correct area, and he was off to the trivia contest.
Name the star of the show, Ally McBeal, who now dates Harrison Ford.
Ally McBeal.
Incorrect. Who plays the president in the TV drama West Wing?
I don't know.
Finally, Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell is now in a TV drama. What is the drama?
I don't know. I don't watch those shows.
Okay.
Mr. Branda received a 15-second penalty for missing all 3 questions, but would make up some time as he flew through the jump rope and push-up challenges, and finally crossed the finish line. If his time was better than all the girls, he would win the challenge. But when the time was revealed at 1 minute and 37 seconds, that meant victory for Callie Lucas and the challengers.
We're better than him in sports.
Well, I said to Callie, she beat me. She did a nice job, but the other girls, I think we should average the 3, but we'll see what happens. But they deserve a good job. All 3 are good athletes. So it was fun. They all did a good job.
I mean, he still cheated and lost. I mean, that's pretty bad.
I think he saw that, since Callie beat him, that girls, can do sports.
He was wrong. He's an old man. He couldn't do this.
A great start to the first frustration challenge of the year, and we thank all who competed in the challenge. Congratulations to Callie Lucas and the challengers. Hopefully, your point was made.
Thanks to all who participated in the challenge. It was a lot of fun. And to you students and to you teachers, if you're up for a challenge with someone in your class, let the PNN studios know and we'll set everything up. Maybe you can be in the next one to prove a point in the frustration challenge. High school sectionals for football and volleyball start next week. Greg Brando plays this weekend in the state finals, and the boys cross-country team runs at regionals tomorrow too. But this week, the rapping duo covers professional sports as they take a look at the Cubs and their misfortune. Now, the only problem this segment was recorded on Wednesday when we thought the Cubs were going to win. So instead of not showing it, we decided to let everyone know we at least thought that the Cubs were going to win. So here's the sports rap about a make-believe team we thought was going to win the World Series.
Hit it, Coach Ski.
Pirate Sports take a break from this week's rap. Instead, we talk about the boys and the pros. The Fall Classic is here and baseball be playing, and here's how my Cubby rap goes. Let me hear you say it, Cubs win. You heard me right. They beat the Marlins and it took them 6 games. They were pitching, they were hitting, doing everything right. But let me tell you what I think is so lame. It was a year ago. At this same time, the Cubbies finished off their season last place. And every fan of the Cubs, as they'd walk through the halls, wouldn't dare to even show their face. But now the Cubs are winning. Their season's going great. The World Series is in their future, too. And now, all of a sudden, kids and teachers alike are wearing Cubby shirts and hats and sporting red and blue. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't care if they win. And if they do, you won't see me rant and rave. I'm gonna stick with my team when they win or lose. And yes, I know that the Cubs beat my Braves. You can bet I am a loyal fan. I'm part of the team. When they lost against the Cubs, my heart was sagging. But I'd rather lose a series than be like all the people who are jumping on the Cubby bandwagon.
I'm the biggest Cubs fan in the world.
Man, I love the Cubs. They the bomb. I love football. Number one fan over here.
I've been loving them my whole life, ever since I was born.
Can you name 3 players on the team?
That new Soldier Field is tight as ever.
Sammy.
I'm the #1 Cubs fan. I got all their clothes.
Go Cubs, Mr. Barron's brutal.
Love them.
When did you get that jersey?
Last week.
Wow. I think there's a Willis.
Ricky, can you see it? Fans are everywhere. The team wins and the fans are sure to bolt. In fact, now all of a sudden, even you are wearing blue. Next, I bet you tell me that you like the Colts.
Ski, let it be. Stop messing with me.
But Ricky, don't you think these fans are full of crap? How many of these fans are new this year?
Ski, let me tell you in my own Cubbies rap. The Cubbies are taking them down. 2003's a wish. I'm getting kinda hungry and Chicago's cooking fish. If you ain't wearing the purple, then you best be wearing blue. Cause 2003's a year that all of our dreams be coming true. Man, forget the south side, I'm a north sider. Jason Smith go shave your head and Don Barron's a loser. So here's my top 10 on why the Sox are out of luck. Man, forget the other 9. Number 1, the Sox suck. How you gonna hate? I thought we was partners in crime. Now you're rooting for the opponent. What's next, jocking off my rhyme?
You know what, Rick? I know the Cubs are gonna lose.
Coach, why don't you go back to making your morning announcement? I smell World Series. Sticking up the town, they're gonna beat the Yankees. Red Sox smacking them around. What's better than rapping Cubby lyrics to this song? It's rapping about it now. Later, proving you wrong. Ding dong, what's that noise? Is there something here for me? It's a long-awaited championship or victory. It's okay, Sox fans, it's just not showtime. Just wait a little longer till 2099.
Oh, Braves in 2004.
Heck no, Cubbies all the way, baby. World Series, Chicago. Peace.
Once again, we're sorry to all the Cubs fans who are seeing this and are still trying to get over their loss. We didn't mean to rub it in, but Ricky had worked real hard on that project and wanted everyone to see it. Finally today, we take a look at the third hour basic TV class. They are currently working on a production of short movies, and this one was created by the entire class. It's entertaining, so take a look. Nice job, guys. We plan on seeing much, much more from you in the near future. Well, that'll do it for this week's Friday show. Next week is a short week, so we're already in the process of producing a Wednesday show. So be sure to tune in for that. There'll be much info on the play Ragtime, a look at tennis star Greg Branda, and all your other favorites as well. Until then, thanks for watching, and for everyone here at PNN, I'm Mike Nason. Have a great weekend.